Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder once again with another AITA story for you. This one is, am I the thunderhole for going alone and not taking my family to my stepsister's wedding? My stepsister is having a destination wedding. I live far away from her and all my siblings and parents. I assumed my family of 5 would be invited, even though we haven't been real close in the past few years. I reserved time off work and began asking my parents about logistics. One day, my stepsister called me and asked me who invited me to her wedding. Oh boy. I said we assumed we were invited, but maybe I was wrong. She said since it was a destination wedding, she wanted to reserve it for the people who had been important to her life in the last few years. I said I understood. After we hung up, I was hurt, and for many days and weeks after, had to process the fact that our relationship wasn't as good as I thought it was. She texted later and said they are still working out the details, and she'd let me know whether we'd be invited within the next 2 months. 2 months passed. Another 2 weeks passed. She called me and said she'd be happy to invite us to her wedding, but she didn't apologize or explain what changed. I suspect my stepmom guilted her into it. My wife and I don't really feel like she wants us there, but I felt like I should at least go. But in the 2+ months that passed, my wife's family made plans to visit us, and frankly, it would be very hard now for my whole family to attend due to those subsequent plans with her family. When I told my dad and stepmom that I was planning to attend solo, but without my wife and kids, I thought they'd be pleased that at least I was making the effort to attend. Despite the clumsy and somewhat disrespectful way I was eventually invited. Instead, my stepmom got mad at me for not bringing my whole family along. She said my stepsister originally made the wrong decision but came around to make the right decision, but now I was making the wrong decision, and my pride was keeping me from making the right decision, to bring my whole family instead of just me. In the interim between when I was disinvited and then later invited, though, my stepsister told my dad the reason she didn't invite me originally because she was insecure about her relationship with him versus his relationship with me, and she was worried that if I was there, he'd be more distracted by me and my family and not pay adequate attention to her on her wedding day. Whatever one makes of that, it certainly doesn't make me want to put my wife and kids in that very fraught, emotionally loaded situation. But according to my stepmom, this attitude misses the point, and I'm missing an opportunity for my family to bond more with my stepsister, all because of my pride. Am I the thunderhole? This is complicated.
Oh my god.
I'm assuming that OP's stepmom knows that OP's wife's parents are now coming to see them, and that logistical quandary is why the family isn't coming along. So she has to understand that there was so much logistical delay here that other things happen, other things get scheduled. That's not your fault, OP. It's your sister's fault. Stepsister, for dragging her feet on inviting you in the first place. So no, you're not wrong at all here. And if anything, your whole family not being there would probably make your dad less magnetically drawn to you and your family, right? I mean, that this should be a good thing for your stepsister. And really what your stepsister wants, because it's her wedding, is the only thing that matters here. So forget what your stepmom says. Talk to your stepsister and say, here's what's going on, here's where I'm at, here's what I'm thinking, and here's what I'm thinking would be most beneficial. Do you agree? And if she agrees, she needs to reinforce that to your stepmom, and then this all should go away. I don't think you're being an asshole here at all because, even if you didn't go now at this point, you wouldn't be the asshole. Even if they, even since they decided to go ahead and invite you after the fact, the amount of time that she said she would get back to you on passed before she let you know that you would be invited, and she has to understand that plans change, and she had her window and she missed it, so plans were made for your family with your wife's parents coming to visit. So you being able to make it at all is a miracle at this point. Stepmom can just swallow her pride. Her pride. Yeah, this is a her pride thing because she probably threw a bitch fit to get your stepsister to go ahead and create the invitation for you, and then now feels like all of her hard work is going to waste because only you are coming, not your family. So talk to your stepsister. Let her know what's going on. If you can get her on board, her vote is really the only one that counts here. That's where I'm at, not putting you on the ascon scale at all, but of course, as always, you watching this video right now, if you think differently, if you see something that I'm missing, please let me know, and let's discuss it in the comments. My wife's butt in the... Do better, Dusty, do better. Plans to visit us, and frankly, it would be very hard now for my whole family to attend due to those subsequent plans with her family. That was a weird way to end that sentence. That's where I'm at. I'm not putting you on the astronaut scale at all. Astronaut scale. Pfft.